Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. This is another of my short stories. This one is called The Not Just a Business Cafe. To get my foot in the door, I volunteered in a nonprofit, actually 3. But while they were all happy with me, they wouldn't hire me even for minimum wage. Nonprofits PR people say that they care about treating workers well, but in fact, except for fundraisers, the money makers, they mainly use volunteers to get around paying even minimum wage. I knew I didn't want to work for a corporation, so I decided to try opening a cafe. I had an edge because my grandfather's friend had owned a cafe but retired because he had cancer, and he'd sell it to me. Of course, I didn't want to capitalize on his misery, so I insisted on paying him a decent price for it. After all, the cafe would come with everything. Well, almost everything. I had to replace his old espresso machine with a good new one. That was $10,000. And the hard chairs, I replaced those with nice soft ones and a couple of sofas, and that cost another $2,000. And that was just IKEA stuff. I paid my workers better than minimum wage, and I gave them health care. And I hired some disabled and disadvantaged people. When I first opened, I got a nice crowd. I think they liked the name, Not Just a Business Cafe, on the sign that I had hired a local artist to hand carve out of reclaimed wood. But I soon started losing business at a Starbucks nearby. When I asked people why, they complained about the slow service and the high prices. I had to charge more because I used fair-traded beans and local indie dairies and bakeries and paid my workers well. Plus, I had to pay off the loan I needed in order for me to pay a fair price for the business, plus the furniture and the espresso machine. Before long, I couldn't make the rent, and so Not Just a Business Cafe became the out-of-business cafe. Fortunately, one of my customers is a manager in the big federal building and introduced me to the facilities manager there, and she hired me to run their cafe. Their budget is good, so I am optimistic I can make it work. Anyway, that story is called the Not Just a Business Cafe. In any event, I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. And certainly would welcome you checking out any of my 28 books, for example, my just published one of both short stories and essays called A Dose of Reality. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.